everyone, Dr. Lewis here. So this is just a quick lecture over personal narratives and what will be expected of you on this upcoming personal narrative. And I know that this assignment, some of you are probably really excited and some of you are probably like, oh, this is going to be difficult. But we will have lots of examples, and I also try to lay out clearly what will be graded and what you should expect from this assignment. So, effective personal narratives, good stories are entertaining, informative, lively, and believable. They will mean something to those who write them as well as those who read them. All stories account for something that happened, an event or series of events, after which something or somebody is changed. So, when picking, you want to pick an event. One that will make a good story is something that will have some kind of a change or a moral or a lesson or a so what or whatever, some kind of message attached to it. So they include the following elements: a character, which is usually for a personal narrative, that's going to be you, though you have other characters as well probably. Then you have to whom something happens, what, in some place, where, at some time, when, for some reason, and it's told from a particular perspective. So most of those are pretty basic, you know, kind of the elements of a story, but told from a particular perspective is important because that indicates that you're not just detailing the events, you're also putting some kind of flair or emotion or message or kind of indication or direction for how something should be read into it. And we'll talk about that more in just a couple of slides. So just to go into some more detail about some of these various elements. So in the personal essay, your main character is yourself, which is an easy choice. But you do want to try to give your readers a sense of who you are through your voice, actions, level of awareness, and description. So there should be some indication of who you are as a person, what age you are, your emotions, your feelings, your viewpoints. There should be some kind of indication of that. So you're not a blank slate character. So you want to come alive for your readers. You also want to have some description of the setting. So where were you living at the time? What is the setting? Is it a school? Is it a hospital? Is it a ball field? You want to try to recreate the sounds, smells, and physical sensations. So if it's a ball field, is it very sunny and bright? If it's a hospital, is it very white and medicinal? And so like try to give a sense of what that setting is like for your choice of event or moment. You also have a style. So you want details that help support your plot, and you want to have details that help readers understand what your tone will be. So there's telling details. So like, is your story going to be funny? And if it is funny, think about the elements that you have to emphasize in order to make that happen. If it's going to be sad, think about the details that help lead into that. So maybe there's a lot of shadows. Maybe the mood is very somber for a variety of reasons. So basically, you should have like a style and be writing toward that style. And then, of course, you should start with a great hook for a great introductory sentence or an opening anecdote. And then we finally get to purpose, which I think is the hardest part of this assignment. So there's probably something in your life that you can write about or that you want to write about. The harder part of that is connecting to an audience. So why should an audience outside of you care about this thing that happened in your life? So a good story creates a sense of shared history and it links people together. And a couple of ways you can do that is provide insight. So narratives can help you discover values, explore options, and examine motives. It gives insight. One of the best ways to reveal who you are is to show yourself becoming aware of something, gaining a new way of seeing the world. So while such awareness can occur for apparently unexplainable reasons, it most often happens when you encounter new ideas or have new experiences that change you in some way. So this doesn't necessarily mean that you have to tack on a moral. Like, it doesn't have to be like an Aesop's fable where it's like at the end, and this is why you should clean your room. It doesn't necessarily have to be that, but you do want to think about what can your story reveal for other people. And it can be something like, thinking about mother tongue. What does mother tongue reveal that's more than just, like, many of you may not have mothers who speak broken English. Some of you do, but not all of you. But a lot of people connect to mother tongue whether they have that or not. So what is it about mother tongue that people connect to? And it's having a mother, that kind of complicated feelings for your mother. Or maybe it's even the problems with communication. Kind of growing up and becoming more aware of the people around you and your position in life as well. So there's some universal insights that apply across the board rather than just being applicable to Amy Tan and her mother specifically. So remember that stories offer some useful information, a value claim about human experience. So ask yourself as you're writing it, so what? What can be my lesson? What can be my message? What do I want all of humanity, let's be ambitious, to know? And so these are the basic elements. We will also be going over many examples, including a student example. So if you're still a little bit lost, you will receive guidance, and I'm also here at any point. Always remember that I am here to answer questions.